Real estate professionals are constantly pressed for time. To keep up with the demands of their market, many agents naturally turn to generative software to handle their daily writing and property descriptions. The standard habit is incredibly simple. An agent copies a few shorthand property notes, maybe the number of beds, the number of baths, and total square footage, and pastes them directly into a blank chat window without any specific regulatory instructions. Within seconds, the software spits out a highly readable, polished listing description. Seeing a finished paragraph, the natural reflex is to immediately copy that text and publish it directly to the local listing service. By skipping the review process entirely, agents trade a few minutes of typing for a permanent, unmanaged legal liability. This historical photograph shows civil rights protesters marching for fair housing laws in the 1960s. Generative software knows none of this context. It operates with a total blind spot regarding the legal weight of these regulations, and it has no concept of your specific state advertising standards. Because these models are trained on decades of old internet data, they naturally reproduce common phrasing found in historical listings. Without strict instructions, the software will automatically generate descriptions like family-friendly neighborhood or ideal for young professionals, phrases that directly violate fair housing guidelines. The software also hates blank spaces. If your notes are incomplete, it will engage in a process called filling the gaps, where it invents plausible-sounding details. It confidently adds phrases like move-in ready or sun-drenched rooms, even if you never verified those physical conditions. The machine does not hold a real estate license. The exact moment an agent hits publish, they assume full legal ownership of every hallucinated amenity and every discriminatory phrase the software generated. 3 years ago, pasting unguided notes into a chat box was standard experimentation. Today, sustainable adoption in a regulated industry requires a deliberate, structured approach. Operating safely does not mean buying better software or constantly chasing the newest tool. It means defining a strict, repeatable operational workflow that controls whatever software you currently use. That secure workflow starts with your input. You must manually type out verified property facts. You cannot paste a URL from a third-party aggregator site because the software routinely fails to read those web pages accurately. Providing only manually typed, verified facts leaves the machine with no information gaps to fill. This simple restriction cuts off its ability to invent false amenities before it even begins drafting. Next, you have to change how you communicate with the tool. A standard, unguided prompt asks the software to make a property sound appealing, leaving the output entirely to chance. This document shows a compliance-first prompt. Notice the strict bullet points, avoiding demographic descriptors, school references, and lifestyle assumptions. By setting firm boundaries up front, the model ignores subjective claims, focusing purely on physical layout, room dimensions, and verified upgrades. Modern software allows you to save these specific rules into a permanent project folder. Once saved, those instructions act as an automated safety mechanism, instantly applying your exact compliance guardrails to every future property you enter. This assembly line turns raw data into marketing safely. Input, draft, review, approve, publish. Steps 1 and 2 are machine-driven, then human oversight takes over. The agent runs a 7-point review to catch unverifiable superlatives, followed by a documented broker sign-off before distribution. Isolating the software behind a strict wall of human checks neutralizes the compliance risk and produces a clear, auditable paper trail. Looking at this workflow diagram again, notice the shift in emphasis. A secure process relies heavily on human judgment and oversight. The software only exists in step 2, generating a rough initial draft. It is never the final product. The actual danger in real estate technology was never the code itself. The massive legal liability comes entirely from the absence of a defined review protocol. Establishing this sequence separates professionals who actively manage their practice from amateurs blindly trusting a chatbot to do their thinking. You can safeguard your own workflow today by using the exact tools designed for this framework. Head to getiacademy.co to access the free compliance safe prompts and download the 7-point review checklist. Stop relying on blind luck. Build a structured review process, take control of your outputs, and protect your real estate license.